I've had the best day. So many of you know that I am a Christian and I follow Jesus. And so today was chemo day, and I take my pills at home. And then they also had me going in for fluids while I'm waiting for my cells to be re-engineered for my trial CAR T program. So I went in to get my saline. I guess that's all they'd give me. And they changed my dressing, Jim Bob or whatever, whoever we deem this. Anyway, I was talking with my nurse, and she said, well, your prognosis is good, right? And I said, not so much. And she said, really? You have such a positive attitude. And I said, that's Jesus. That's my relationship with God. I know no matter what, he's there for me. And I know I know I'm not going to heal on this side. So when I go eat brownies with Jesus, then, I'll be dancing and singing and happy as can be. And she, anyway, went on and kind of shared my faith with her, which she attends church, so she is familiar with God and his promises. But here's the beauty, is that she had a traumatic life growing up. I mean, like the stuff they write in horror books about kind of thing. And she's been carrying some guilt from it. And it was so beautiful because I was able to show God's love. And I was able to remind her she's not the person in control. She can think she's in control. I always thought I was in control. As a teacher, type A personality, I am always in control. I know what's coming next because I plan for everything. Cancer kind of removed all that control from me and made me realize that even the things I think I'm controlling, I'm only controlling them because God allows me to. Does that make sense? Anyway, so she's been carrying this guilt around with her for eons. Well, not eons. She's probably in her 40s. But anyway, quite a long time, maybe 50. She had beautiful skin. It was hard to tell. Anyhow, you could just see the release as she took in my words. And that was such a blessing. And that's why I'm here. I am here because I am sharing God's love. And I figure if I have to go through all this shit with cancer and it saves one person, allows one person to dance with Jesus when they pass over, it is worth the cancer. It really is. So anyway, those points in time where you're like, you look at your baby or you look at your spouse or your friend and you love them all the time. But there's days where you're like, no one has ever loved as much as I do. That feeling of everything is beautiful and you're seeing everything is beautiful and you're just, everybody you interact with is positive. Of course, it could be rubbing off, but it just one of those days, that's the day I had. So after I left there, I wound up doing some shopping and whatnot, stopping more places than I planned, spending more money than I thought, but I got to interact with some of the most beautiful people today, and it was such a blessing. So I am so, so thankful. Anyway, my voice might start going out. I realized that the steroid, I take dexamethasone, which is a steroid that helps control the multiple myeloma. Anyway, I take it on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I probably said this at some point. But what it does is it makes my voice hoarse, and it gives me a cough. So it also allows me to stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning doing all kinds of stuff because I can't sleep. And then I sleep till like 1 in the afternoon when I finally get to sleep. And yeah, I usually have 2 days a week like that. Yay! But before I got on here, I got this whole little fancy thing. It has a little microphone up here and little lights and stuff. But I think I just paid $5 for a stand because the lights don't do much good. And I can't hook the microphone up because they don't make the little headphone plugs on phones anymore. Oh well. Anywho, but I did look at my blood work before I got on. Now, my regular blood work, the ones everybody gets, is fine. My blood cells are being difficult, so my white cells are dropping, but my neutrophils are still good. My red blood cells are dropping, my hemoglobin's dropping, my platelets are dropping, everything's starting to drop. I did find out that my cells, my excuse me, re-engineered cells should be back on, excuse me, February 26th. So the plan is for me to get my 3 days of lymphodeletion done and then check into the hospital on March 2nd and get my cells back on the 3rd. So right now that's the plan. I should be in the hospital a week to 10 days. But I also looked at, I know I in the past have talked about a test they do with my bone marrow called I'm going to say it wrong, clonoscopy. CLONSEQ, I think. Anyway, that's where it gets like a level deeper. You know what I mean? Like they test for generics or test for your stuff, and then they test a little deeper. And yeah, back in October, I was showing, well, back in June, I was showing zero evidence of cancer. In October, I was already showing 18 per million, so 18 cancer cells per million they tested. They ran the test again. They pulled my bone marrow in January 9th. Excuse me. And I just got the tests back. Well, I got them back. I just didn't know I got them back. And since October, at 18 per million, I have gone up to almost 400,000 per million. So about half of my bone marrow was showing cancer cells detectable. So I've well established that I am very special in this very special disease. So that's the not so good news. But I had a beautiful day. I got to share Jesus. I mean, can't get any better than that, right? And I have a friend coming to visit me this weekend. Yay! I'm getting things moving, and I feel good. I feel good right now. So the chemo I've been taking has not had any negative, okay, some, but nothing unmanageable side effects. Having a lot of back pain and whatnot, but that's not unmanageable. You know what I mean? The vomiting all the time and stuff, that sucks. This is kind of tolerable stuff. Could be old age. Anyway, all right. I just wanted to share my good news with you and my not so good news. I hope you have or will have the most blessed day thus far. Love you all. Bye.